Hey everybody, welcome back to The Pressing Matters. I'm Scott. Thank you for tuning in today and thank you for your support. Today I want to talk about a secret that older record collectors know, classical record collectors. But there are a lot of new classical vinyl collectors here. I've been getting emails from several of you asking questions about labels, about pressing variations, which versions to choose. And I realized that I hadn't made a video on this subject before. And it's an important one. Recently, I've been re-sleeving my collection. So how that happens is new reissues get re-sleeved right away. I do that. Picking out very best famous performances from my whole collection. Those get re-sleeved, put in order up at the top of the Kallax rack. And over time, these records are starting to push the older ones out. I needed room for all those speakers corners I showed you recently, like a stack of like this. So I looked through and I said, you know what, maybe these need to go. I pulled out a grouping of records. Not that I wanted to throw them away or anything, but I thought, oh, I can move them to my vault. And when that happens, I never hear them again. Really, I don't, because they're not right here in my room. So I pulled out this stack of records, about the same size that I needed to put in the others, and I rearranged everything, and everything was fine. I started looking through the records I pulled out. They were leaning against the wall. And I was like, oh my God, these are some of the best performances ever. So I started playing them, and I was enchanted with the sound. I hadn't played these records since I upgraded my complete system. So right now I'm listening to the Perpetuum Ebner PE 6060. That's in for review. I also have my VPI Scout, and they both have wonderful cartridges on them. So that's all new. I hadn't heard these records on these two front ends. The Mod-Rate PH 9.0 phono stage, wonderful. I hadn't heard any of these through that either. The KN-A50T tube amp, that's brand new too. The audio out cable is brand new. And the System Audio Pandion speakers. So really, it was a whole new experience to listen to these through the new system. I was blown away. This is a secret that I want to share with you now because you can get these records for nothing. I'm talking about London Stereo Treasury, London FFRR. These are reissues, budget reissues that were started in 1967 by Decca London. UK got a series called Ace of Diamonds. We got London Stereo Treasury. They're both the same records. They're both pressed in the same plant. They're both pressed with the same matrices. So there's nothing differing them except the covers. We got sort of ordinary covers. Each one looks like this with a drawing, some pretty average typesetting. Nothing too exciting, but what's exciting is what's in the grooves. These were some of the most heralded recordings from the golden age of stereophonic classical recording. Decca, the best engineers, the best recording techniques, the best orchestras and conductors and artists. You really can't go wrong with these tapes. The only difference between these and the earlier ones, I won't say the only difference, but the only obvious difference, besides the jackets and the labels, of course, is that the bluebacks, the early Londons, the FFSS label stuff, they were all mastered with tubes. These are mastered with more modern equipment. Remember, this was 1967 when this first one came out. So they have a little bit more modern sound, but not terribly so. As a matter of fact, in some cases, it's preferable. Not in every case. Of course, with anything in audio, it's a case-by-case basis. However, you can pick these up for pennies, really, almost. Like $1 or $2, maybe $5. This one might command 12 because it's really, really rare in its original pressing. But this sounds wonderful. Really, really good. I couldn't believe it. I'm going to show you something about labels on here. This is not going to be a full labelography because it's gets a little confusing, but I generally look for the latest pressings. So the later pressings, the labels on a raised edge, there you can see it there. You see how there's like a platform for the label to sit on? Those are the ones you want. Those are the ones on the quietest vinyl. Those are the best sounding to me. Anyone that was mastering in that era did a wonderful job. If you look at the matrix information, though, you can glean some information about the mastering engineers. I got to tell you that Ted Burkett, whose letter code is G, produced some of the best ones. However, I wouldn't turn up my nose at any of them. I have multiple pressings of this that I found over the years. $1, sure, I'll try another one. $1, I'll try another one. I have early ones, I have late ones. I have ones with a black and orange label, which I'll talk about in a minute. Don't turn them up if you see them. You're going to get one of the world-class performances at a bargain price that can compete with pretty much any reissue and most originals. This next one I listened to just this morning was great. Debussy. La Boîte, okay. I'm going to slaughter these names. La Boîte à Joujou and Printemps. Orchestre de la Suisse Romande with Anserme. Again, ordinary cover, nothing special. Oh, by the way, all the liner notes are the same as the original SXLs and CS versions. So I want to show you this. This is a late label 7W, 7W. So W is another mastering engineer, and you can count on those as well. But this is the black label, a black and orange label. It's on that highlighted surface. You can see it clearly there. These are fabulous. These are my most treasured. I just put this on this morning. I was like, damn, this sounds good. Spacious, deep bass, great string tone, lovely, just fabulous. It sounds as good as the speaker corner. It may be better, I think. Very, very good. That's a great record. Here's another one that I listened to the other night. Even though it's maybe not my favorite performance of this, the pressing and the sound was very good. Tchaikovsky, The Nutcracker Suite, another favorite, Vienna Philharmonic with Knappertsbusch. Knappertsbusch. I hope I said that right. So you get The Nutcracker, March Militaire, Invitation to the Dance, and The Merry Widow of Windsor Overture. No, The Merry Wives of Windsor Overture. Yeah, that's it. Well, I only played the Nutcracker side. It was magical, really good. This is another black label. So this one, did I mark anything on? I don't know. I don't think I can see the mastering engineer in this light, but it's probably a G. I bet it's a G, Ted Burkett, because it sounded magical, magnificent, magical. The earlier labels and the thicker pressings, like the earliest ones, sometimes can sound a little crude depending on who mastered it. So you got to experiment a little, but in general, go for those late raised label ones with G, with W. I think you'll be good. This is a beauty. Stravinsky, Concerto for Piano and Wind Instruments, and Capriccio for Piano and Orchestra. Again, Answer Me. And the Orchestra de la Suisse Romande with Magaloff on piano. Gorgeous. This is a gorgeous record. Oh my God. This is a late one, 2W, 2W. Great. I have to mention something about the sleeves. Don't let me forget. So yeah, there you can see, again, a raised label area. These are wonderful. It's the vinyl looks blacker and it's quieter. I think it's just a pure vinyl compound they used later on. These went up until the mid-70s, I think, maybe even later. Later on, they changed from the artwork, this standard kind of look, to custom color jackets. So sometimes you'll see a record that came out like this in a more modern jacket later on, in those modern pressings. I listened to this with my morning coffee. It was very pretty. This is the Piano Music of Chopin, Volume 3, with Wilhelm Kempff. I was playing this, and it has the Sonata number 2, I think it is, has that famous piece of music where it's like dun 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 dun. My roommate was like, "What the hell is going on? It sounds kind of like a funeral or something scary." But yeah, this is beautiful. Piano sound is really good. Maybe not the top piano recording of all time, but definitely worth having. Let me see what pressing this was. Okay, yeah, I wanted to talk about this. So this was a 4W, 6W, late pressing. I took it out of the sleeve because sometimes these sleeves can have problems. Sometimes the plastic inner part lets go from the paper. So the glue lets go, and then you're shoving it in, and you know, this is bunching up. It's not sticking to the side of the paper. So there's that. There's also the issue that this material, especially the earlier ones, under like extreme conditions, like too much heat or humidity, they can stick to the record and kind of cause an imprint. I've never had it happen, but I've seen it. I've seen it happen with things lying around a thrift store. So be aware of that. And if you can, change the sleeve. I mean, these London sleeves are really good. In the right temperature controlled environment, they hold up really well and they protect the records extremely well. It's rare you find one of these in bad condition. Usually people bought these because they were affordable and they wanted to build a classical collection, and they listened to them once or twice, and that was it. So that's to your benefit. This one is a famous one. This is Sibelius Violin Concerto in D minor. This is with Ricci. So a very rare record. If you look for the original or the blueback, you'll find it's very expensive. This one is a late 4D, 2D. So D is another mastering engineer. I'm not really sure his name. I have a list somewhere of all those. But again, it's modern. It's on the raised label. And it sounds wonderful. You can see a trend here. I had multiple pressings of a lot of these in different eras. The earlier ones I put in the vault. The ones I love are these late ones. And these are the ones that always remained in my collection. Well, this sounded wonderful. I loved it. Yeah, it's wonderful. Wonderful to get this at such a bargain price. Oh, let me put this out here. Okay, so got a few more here. This one, I have the original blueback. It's not in great shape, so this is very welcome. This is Weber Overtures with Answer Me. And this is a late 4W, 4W. Yeah, it's silver and orange. I'm not going to show you every one of these, but this one wasn't crazy about the music, but it was nice to have such a clean, good sounding pressing of it. My blueback is not clean and good sounding. It's a little grainy and kind of beat up, I think. This is a great one. I'm going to put it over here too. So nice to have that. This was the first one I listened to when I started this little listening session. And this is the one that convinced me I needed to do this video. Bach Musical Offering, Stuttgart Chamber Orchestra with Munchinger. God, this sounds good. Very, very classical, you know, like not modern or anything, but very beautiful, gorgeous, gorgeous space, separation, wonderful. Viola, violin, cello, flute, oboe, cor anglais, and harpsichord. This is a gorgeous record. Out of all these, I would say, check this out. I have the original of it too. I haven't listened to it or compared it, but this is very special. This one was a 3W late pressing. So if you want to copy the stampers that I heard, this is the one, 3W. This I have in many different editions. And matter of fact, here I have two, but only one sleeve. This is the Carmen Suite by Ansermet and Arlesian Suite as well. This one's great. I have this in an ORG. I have it in an original blueback. This is a 9G 6L, so kind of a weird mix of stampers. Mint, late. Yeah, it's good. But this is the black label pressing. The other one was silver. And this is a G. So this is great. I love having both of these, but yeah, fabulous. Carmen Suite is wonderful. That's the side I listened to just for this video. It really is great. Sounds so good. What do we got left here? Well, this was the last one I listened to. This is Bolero. That's the only track I listened to. I hadn't intended to listen to that because I'm kind of over Bolero, but I listened to the whole thing and I was like, wow, this is really good. This is Wolf and the Paris Conservatoire Orchestra. There's also Invitation to the Dance on here and the Three-Cornered Hat, 3 dances. So very lively, beautiful record. This one is a late pressing, I think. Yeah, I'm sure it is. I didn't mark the details on this one. No, actually, yeah, this is late pressing. Yeah, look at how beautiful they are. So that's some information about this series. I'm going to continue going through them and picking out some gems, but I thought you might like to know about this and maybe start picking up a few of these. You know, maybe you can get a handful for, you know, $10 or $15. You never know. Take a look around. Let me know what you think if you get any. And until next time, I'm Scott for the Pressing Matters. Thanks for watching and have a great day.